We are here at Copa, Virginia with the Adult Masters Black Belt Division. We have a rematch between Bao Khong and Matthew Perrigo. Matthew pulling guard here. In the last match, we saw some incredible positioning work from Bao, who backstep passes again into Neon Belly, gets those 3 points for the pass, and the 3 points for the Neon Belly. Bao thinking about moving over to mount. Matthew does a good job trapping that inside foot into a quarter guard and then creeping it up into a half guard here, preventing the points for the pass. However, Bao does have a really good crossface going here and is laying pressure heavy up into Matthew's head. Matthew trying to scoot his hips out to get some distance, potentially to creep himself back into a full guard position, but Bao not letting that happen, keeping heavy pressure forward. Setting up a headquarters type position here. We saw Bao play this position quite a bit in their last match. Matthew potentially looking to just get his knees inside to play defensively a little bit. Definitely Matthew thought about getting that inside hook that made Bao pause a little bit, and Matthew was almost able to sit up into the sweep there. Bao doing a good job settling his hips back down, collapsing Matthew's top or his outside butterfly hook. There's butterfly hook here, bringing his heel into his butt. That takes a lot of the power away from that butterfly hook and makes so that Matthew doesn't have as many options for sweeps as he might if he had a little bit of extension on that bottom leg. Bao laying heavy into the hips. Now we saw the ref call a stalling call on that position before. Bao sits his hips up a little bit. Matthew takes advantage of those hooks, moves over to the top position. Nice sweep on top here. Ref, we're off the mat. Ref is moving them back into the center. We are at 6-2. Bao is up with just over 4 minutes left on the clock at this reset. Bao setting himself into this half guard or full butterfly position, looking to grab Matthew's belt potentially. Actually, it looks a little bit like Bao is trying to pull that foot out. Bao has pulled his foot out, maybe is looking to grab some collar. Bao now in a half butterfly position. Matthew doing a good job keeping his hips down, his chest down, keeping pressure on Bao's hips here. That helps block the sweep. But also it's very challenging to set up a pass from that low position. So now Matthew has set his chest up. It does allow Bao to grab the cross collar grip. Bao creeping that cross collar up and moving himself out to an angle, sets up a really deep De La Hiva and inverts. It can be challenging to finish this sweep here. Bao did have Matthew over, had to re-roll in order to come up onto top and finish the sweep, but gets his points for that sweep. We now have Bao up 8-2 with just over 3 minutes left on the clock. Bao setting up that really beautiful strong top position again, keeping his outside leg distant enough that Matthew can't grab it. Without having that outside leg, it can be really challenging for Matthew to get in underneath and sweep, and allows Bao the opportunity to circle around like this. Plants that knee inside. Refs counting this out. 3 points for that pass. 3 points for the sweep. That puts Bao up 14-0 with just over 2.5 minutes left in the match. Bao this time maintaining that Neon Belly a little longer than we've seen him before. It gave Matthew an opportunity to bring his knee shield in and then bump sweeps up, sets himself in. Another sweep for Matthew here that puts him up 2 more points, putting us at 14-4. Bao still up with a commanding lead in this match. Matthew flattening Bao out from half guard, laying into this crossface here and turning his hips. Now this can be kind of risky at times if you're not able to maintain the crossface strongly. If Matthew's not able to maintain the crossface strongly, he is at risk for a sweep here, and Bao is thinking about that a little bit, reaching up, trying to grab the back, but Matthew is able to maintain this crossface enough. Now it can be challenging here for Matthew to get that leg out until he gets this bottom knee in. Right now, this is an excellent position for Matthew. Bao does a nice job recognizing that he was in a bad spot, turning over and preventing the pass there, preventing Matthew from using his bottom knee from clearing his top leg. We have just under a minute and a half left. Bao up 14-4 still.
Yeah, he's still got a really good hold of that half guard leg. Again, he's not in a great position with that arm, but this is very, very hard to finish with that leg still inside. Again, he can start cranking up on that shoulder and potentially essentially open those legs up with enough pressure on the top end, but Bao seems very, very aware of what's going on. He's using the lapel to try to pull the weight back down so it's not so high over his shoulders.
Matthew trying to clear that back leg. Points will not do him too much good at this point. He is down 10 with just under 45 seconds left in the match, so he has to be thinking about submissions.
This is going to be a 6-point move, though, so now he's only down 4. You know, with 30 seconds left, potentially he goes to the back there. He can even this up, but I think yeah, you're right, Zach. Really got to be looking for submissions at this point. That triangle, I think, is what he's gunning for to try to get that arm through. Potentially could go topside armbar or Kimura there, or Americana.
15 seconds left. Bao reaching his arms up around Matthew's back, trying to collect some lapel there to keep pressure off. Matthew falling off to that armbar. Not the best angle for it. Bao is able to escape it.
Yeah, you got to throw it with that late time, though. You have no other option.
Excellent match. Both these fighters fought deeply to the end. Bao takes this one 14-10.
17-14, I think is the final score. But
17-14. 17-14.